Hello. Have you ever had an experience where something happens to you, good or bad, but you now think later that, and I was just thinking about this thing. Yeah, if you have ever experienced it, then this quote by Tony Robbins will probably resonate with you more. It says, whatever you think about consistently is what you experience. And just thinking about it, I just recall that there are many things that have happened to me in the past where I come to a place where I think, I just thought about that not so long ago, and I'm seeing the manifestation of that thing. I'm sure you have experienced it as well. So, what if there's a way to think and reprogramming your thoughts in a way that the things that you talk about, you think about only, are those things that happen to you? How about that? So, what I have done after realizing this is I consciously think about the things that I want to see manifest in my life. So, I will just share 3 things with you, which I believe will help you get this sort of coincidence happen more frequently. So one is being deliberate or intentional. What that means is, since you know that many times what happens to you are the things that you think about, just think about it. The fears, the opportunities, maybe someone you're thinking about just shows up, things like that. So, but when you are now deliberate about it, you are superimposing the things you want to see on your thoughts, a sort of reprogramming. So that's one. Being deliberate about the things that you think about, things that are lovely, things that are pleasant, not just for you, for others as well. The second thing that you should know is speaking aloud or superimposing your words over your speech. Many times the things that we think about are not even our thoughts. They are thoughts of things that happen to people or things that other people said, things that we see or hear. We think about those things and they start manifesting in our own life. So what you can do is, if you start having thoughts that crop up in your mind, speak what you want to see instead. So if you have negative thought, like some people even have very weird thought, like, what if the bicycle falls down into the river? Just using that simple example. Some people actually have those kind of thoughts. So instead of having that thought and dwelling on it, because if you keep thinking about it, the bicycle would eventually fall into the river. So you can say what you want instead. I'm riding my bike and I'm going safe to where I'm going. The bicycle is moving straight to where I want it to go. You don't even need to measure it. That way, you are superimposing whatever negative thoughts have come up by using a positive one. So it could be on your job. Maybe you're going for a presentation or you have a speech to deliver, and those doubts come up and you are wondering, what if I don't do a good presentation? What if I make mistakes? What if people don't like what I say? All of this what if keeps coming up in your mind. But what you can do, dwell on the positives. Like, what have you experienced in the past? Have you done a delivery before? Do you have experience in that area? So those are the things that you can speak about instead of dwelling on what could go wrong. You speak more on what you want to see, and that helps to program your mind. What comes to mind when I talk about this or think about it is football coaches or basketball coaches. You see, they take recess every now and then, and the coach says something to them, and the guys are fired up, and they go back, and even though they were losing before, but because of that pep talk, they do better, and eventually they win. The player might have even been feeling down, maybe because they're not performing as they should, but because of those words that have now come to them, which is why speaking very much more impactful than thought. So you might be feeling somehow, but once you start speaking, then your words superimpose those thoughts, and you come out better eventually. The third strategy that I use is I try as much as possible not to say negative words about anything at all, not even about people. But if I mistakenly say a negative word, I say at least 2 positive words to counteract that negative one. So that's something you can do as well. It also helps to reprogram your mind and your thinking to only come up with positive words. If your mind knows that for every negative word you say, you have to use 2 positive words, I'm sure they don't want to stress themselves to say a negative word again, because they have to come up with 2 positive words. So those are strategies that I use to consciously think about the things I want to see to happen in my life. And you can use this in any aspect of your life. It could be your career, fantastic. It could be your finances, fantastic. It could be in your relationships, fantastic. All of these will work. So remember, number one, consciously, deliberately think about the things that you want to see. That way they happen more frequently instead of those random coincidences. Two, speak the things you want to see instead of thinking about them. Many times it's negative things that you probably think about. But anytime you have those negative thoughts, speak more positive words, because your words are stronger than your thoughts. And finally, the third one is, for every negative word that you speak, at least use 2 positive words. I discussed this more elaborately in my book, Succeeding in Your Career. That was my first book when I started writing in 2021. And to date, I've published about 17 books. I have 2 in the works that I'm yet to publish, but they should be out anytime from now. My name is Ephraim, and I speak about personal finance and career. If you want to learn more, you can visit my YouTube channel and learn all the contents that I have created in the last couple of years. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye.